I'm baking a lemon cake. It's a recipe from the chef Yotam Ottolenghi. I'm really happy with the result of this cake. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this new video. If you're new to my channel, here is the deal. I want to show you how to prepare quick, simple, easy and healthy recipes that will not break the bank. In today's video, I'm baking a lemon cake. It's a recipe from the chef Yotam Ottolenghi. As you will see, it's super easy to make and it's delicious. What I find quite unique about this cake is that it includes poppy seeds, which gives some crunchiness to the cake, and that's why I like it. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy this recipe and that you will try this at home. Alright guys, I'm back from my walk in the forest and I'm sitting in front of all the ingredients which you will need to bake this lemon cake. We start with 180 grams of sugar. The original recipe has 225 grams. However, I do not enjoy cakes when they are too sweet. Therefore, I reduce the sugar content. We also have 120 ml of crème fraîche. You will need 75 grams of unsalted butter. I will melt this one later over the stove. 1 teaspoon and a quarter of baking soda. 10 grams of poppy seeds. If you enjoy a crunchy texture like I do, you can add a few more grams. Here I have about 15 grams. A teaspoon of zested lemon. That's about 2 lemons. If you don't have organic lemons, make sure to wash them properly. You want to remove all the chemicals which have been sprayed on the lemons. A pinch of salt. To glaze the cake, we will need 100 grams of sugar powder and some fresh pressed lemon juice. To finish this list, you will need 3 eggs. Check all these ingredients in the description below the video. Now it's time to get to work by zesting our lemons. After having added the sugar to the eggs, you give it a good mix for at least 5 minutes. You want to get a creamy texture with some nice volume. I'm adding the crème fraîche before mixing it for an additional 2 to 5 minutes. I want my cake to be fluffy, therefore it's important to obtain a foamy mix. To melt your butter, you can use a microwave or going old school like I do by melting it gently on a stove. Don't pour the hot melted butter in your mix. This will cook the eggs. Instead, mix the zested lemon with your melted butter. This will give a wonderful lemony flavor to the butter. Then leave the butter cool down at room temperature. Add the salt, the flour, and the baking powder. Now it's time to mix everything together. You want to do this gently in order to preserve the foamy texture of the mix. To do so, you scrape around the edges of the bowl, then break it in half. Repeat the same movement until all the ingredients are properly mixed together. My lemon butter has cooled down. I can now incorporate it with the rest of the ingredients. Last but not the least, we are adding the poppy seeds. You can now pour the dough into the baking tray. As you can see, I had a little incident. No big deal. There is always a way to fix such little mistake. If it happens to you, do not worry. Meanwhile, I preheated my oven at 180 degrees Celsius. That's 356 degrees Fahrenheit. While the cake is baking for 35 minutes, you can prepare the sugar glaze. We will start with 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar. I'm adding a pinch of lemon zest to give a nice lemony flavor to the glaze. I'm adding 2 to 3 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. You don't want to have a liquid glaze. You're aiming for a creamy icing. If your glaze becomes too liquid, simply add more sugar and mix again. After 35 minutes in the oven, it's time to check if the cake is ready. Poke it with something pointy, such as a knife or a fondue fork. If it's dry, it means that the cake is baked. If you find some dough on the device, put the cake back in the oven and check it every 2 to 3 minutes until the device is dry. While the cake is still warm, I'm applying to its top surface the lemon glaze. I will then let it sit for 30 minutes before removing it from the tray. You will have to let the cake rest for one night before giving it a try. Hey guys, here I am back in the forest. Beautiful weather and a beautiful lemon cake. So just before you saw how I prepared it, this was done yesterday. And now it's time to taste this cake. I'm really happy with the result of this cake. Because I lowered the quantity of sugar, it's not that sweet, but it still hit the spot. And poppy seeds give a nice crunchiness to the cake. And of course, you have these citrusy flavors from the lemon and the lemon zest. Beautiful. In my next video, I will show you how to make a Korean side dish. It's pickled wild garlic leaves. It goes really well with meat, with greasy meat such as pork or marbled beef. So before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up to this video. Until next time, take care and see you soon. Bye.